My story goes back 9 years ago when I was diagnosed with spinal stenosis, and I had no idea what that meant. And I'd been to chiropractors and physical therapists. I'd had inversions. I'd had steroid injections in my back, several of those, lots of physical exercise, fitness centers, and nothing was working. The pain was severe. My mobility was limited. I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk. So it was very challenging. And the neurologist that finally saw me after reading x-rays said, "You have spinal stenosis." And I didn't have any idea what that meant. He said, "That is arthritis in the vertebrae. And I need to perform surgery and cut those vertebrae, 3 or 4 of those vertebrae that are putting pressure on your nerve." And I was very apprehensive, I was nervous, I was anxious, didn't know anything about it. I finally, after everything failed, I finally conceded. He took MRIs and CT scans and discovered that, and that's how he came to his conclusion. So I submitted to the surgery. It was performed wonderfully. My healing was fast. My pain was gone away. My mobility came back. So I'm very supportive of the medical community, and he did a wonderful job. 8 years later, about a year ago, that same pain came back. It was just as severe, if not more so. I had numbness in the leg. I couldn't walk very steadily, falling down steps, pain from sitting, pain from driving. I recognized that that was the problem. I was pretty sure that was the problem. Surgery had been performed 8 years prior. I thought, that's wonderful. I'm going to do that again. Went through PT, insurance required that, steroids, and finally after CT scans, MRIs, he said, "Yep, we've got 2 or 3 more discs that I need to go in and perform surgery on, cut out that arthritis, and that nerve will be released and that pain will go away." So I said, "Okay, great." He said, "Let's set that up for such and such a date," and we did. Got a call from the nurse, and she said, "He's got an emergency. We have to cancel that surgery." That was disappointing. Set it up for another date. Second time, got a call from the nurse and said, "He's got another emergency. We've got to cancel this surgery." Set it up for a third time. By then, I was getting very anxious and was ready to go in. Sunday that weekend, I came down with, what did I come down with? You remember? What? Shingles, thank you. I told somebody reminded me. Shingles, yes. And the nurse called and said, "Well, we can't do surgery on anybody that's got shingles." And by then I realized something is strange here. I don't know if I'm supposed to get surgery or not. My wife said, "Well, why don't you get prayer?" And I said, "Nah, I'll wait on the surgeon." But Kathy thought better than that. She said, "Okay, let me lay hands on your back and pray." You know what? In about a week, the pain was gone, my mobility was back, my numbness was gone. I went in to see my physical PCP, and he said, "The shingles are about gone." He said, they're no problem. I'd never had shingles before. And he said, "If you don't have any more pain," he said, "I would not get the surgery." And I said, "Oh, really? Okay." So I made an appointment with a neurosurgeon, and he pulled up my CT scan and MRI, and he said, "You know, you don't have stenosis anymore." I said, "Well, I think I've been divinely healed." And he said, "Well, maybe, but you don't have stenosis." And his nurse called me for a subsequent time to come back in, and I said, "No, I'm not coming in for the surgery. Thank you for reminding me."
Woo! Yes! Thank you, Dad.